Hello my YouTube friends! There are a lot of ways that YouTube has created for you to maximize revenue with your YouTube channel. A really effective way for a live streamer to make more is by using the membership feature. I'm in the process of creating a membership area for my channel, and I thought it would be fun to share with you how to create some of the perks that you can offer. So today I'm going to show you how to create custom badges and emotes for your YouTube memberships using free software. So let's get to it! My analytics say that 80% of the folks watching my content are not subscribed. Am I doing something wrong? Let me know in the comments. But if you are looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better YouTuber or live streamer, then subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you don't miss any new content. It's totally free. Creating the assets for your members is not difficult. It only has a few steps that you need to follow. We're gonna start with the badges and then emotes. The steps for each is exactly the same. First, you wanna verify the sizes and decide on a theme. Second, you wanna create each asset. And third, we're gonna create a slate with all the assets that we can use for promotion. So let's make some badges. And this page right here is gonna give us all the information we need to know to create our badges. I'll leave a link to this page in the description. And right here it says custom channel badges. And you can look at the overview and it's going to tell you right here that you can have a total of 6. And those are the designations for each one. A little more information here, but we're really interested in the specifications. So this tells us that the image dimension should be 32 by 32. So that's what we're going to create. And if we click this little link here and go to the Creator Academy, it's going to give us some examples. And this is really good because it helps you to understand how these badges should generally be created. You want them to kind of be in a series. So in this case, it looks like we got a little seed that grows into a big heart pumpkin. And so we're going to create kind of a badge series, but not necessarily in the same vein. Now it's time to get to the art. So we are back in Pixlr E. You may have seen me do videos on this before. The link is in the description. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to make it 32 by 32, just like we saw in our planning. And we're just going to call these in a series. So this is badge 1, and we're going to create that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a PNG that I already found. We're going to add it to this, and then I need to shrink that down because obviously 32 pixels by 32 pixels is very small. This is basically creating pixel art. And we'll drag this little heart in here. So you can definitely go out and find different assets that you want to use for your badges. It makes it a lot easier to create, but you're going to have to understand that this is all going to become very pixelated, as you're going to see in a second when I apply this. And there we go. You can see it's pretty pixelated. I'm going to select the heart, and then I'm going to go up here to filter, and I want to put an outer glow on here, and you can see that 15 pixels is massive. We want that outer glow to be black, and we're going to adjust that size down so it just puts a nice little outline around our heart, and that looks fine. We're going to click apply, and now we have our first badge. So we're just going to save this out. And we'll go to File and New Image, and we're gonna just create another badge. So once again, we're gonna set it to 32 by 32, and we'll call this badge 2, and we can go ahead and create. And of course, because all of these are gonna be in a series, you want this to be related to the first one. So I'm just going to take the first one that I've already created because it looks like what I want all my hearts to look like. And then I'm just gonna adjust the size of this, give the heart a little bit of a rotation, and then I can right click over here and I can select duplicate, and then I can just move this one down here and rotate it around so it looks like what I want it to look like. And now all these look pretty blurry because we're zoomed way in. And when you zoom out, they're gonna look a little better, but it's pixel art, so it's never gonna look fantastically awesome. It's just the way these are. So now we have badge 1, looks like that. And badge 2 looks like that. And you can see kind of the theme we're gonna go for with this series. And we're just gonna go to File, and we're gonna save out badge 2. And we can close these out up at the top, and then it'll take us back to the thing. We're gonna create a new one, and this one is going to be 32 by 32 once again. And we're gonna go ahead and just speed this up a little bit so we can move through the process a little faster. Save out badge 3. Now we're going to create badge 4. And I'm just bringing the other assets in and quickly creating these. So now we've got that. Now we're gonna create badge 5, and we're gonna add another heart on here. A part of the original heart. We're gonna go ahead and put that outside glow on it again. And there we go. So now we're gonna create badge 6, and I'm gonna slow this down a little bit because I'm going to actually change up some of the colors, and I want you guys to see how you can do this. So it's also 32 by 32, and we're going to go ahead and name it badge 6. And I'm gonna drag in one of the earlier badges that I already created, badge 4. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this an inner glow. And we're gonna bring that size all the way down to 1 pixel. We'll see how that looks. We can adjust the opacity down a little bit, and I think that looks okay. That's kind of what we're looking for, because we're gonna go ahead and drag this original heart back in here. And of course it's big, so we've got to shrink this down. And we'll put it up over our image here, shrink it down some more until we get the size we're looking for. And that's good. Now you can't really see it, but we're gonna fix that problem. So we're gonna select that heart PNG and try to get it centered exactly where we want it. And then I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna select the pixels. So this selects all those pixels in that heart. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna change this foreground color. I'm gonna use a little bit of this yellow here, make it look kind of like it's gold. And we're gonna go to edit and we're gonna fill in that area. So now we've changed our heart from red to gold. So your final badge has a gold heart. How nice is that? And then I wanna go up and select and deselect. And then I'm gonna just use filter and we're gonna go with our inner glow again. And I'm gonna use a black color. We're gonna move this all the way down. So we just have that 1 or 2 pixel edge. Click apply, and there we go. Now we've got our final badge. We can just save it out. And we've created a series of badges that we can use with our live stream membership. It's really that easy. The main thing is you want your badges to look like they're in a series, like they all go together and they make sense. Now let's create a full slate. This is used in community posts and stuff to show the perks that you offer with your membership. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go ahead and call this our slate or 4 badges or whatever you wanna call it. It really doesn't matter. The purpose of creating this is so that when you do a community post or something like that, it's like advertisement. It shows your viewers what they would get if they became a member. We're just going to go ahead and make it so we can put 3 badges next to one another, and we're going to stack them 2 deep. So that is the width and the height. That's how I came up with that. And then I'm just going to drag our badges in here, and we're going to go ahead and line them up. And I usually use the edges here. We'll just keep dragging these puppies in here. We'll get them all lined up. And really the purpose of this is just so that you can see them all. You know, doing this also gives you the ability to kind of take a look and see if your badges look consistent and give you, you know, what you're going for, which is, you know, something that your audience will think, cool, I've been a member for 6 months or a year or 2 years. And so you want these to kind of be something that relates to whatever content you're doing or something like that. The ones I did are pretty generic. It's just to show you how to create a series of badges that are easily customizable. But I want to show you all the steps so that when you do create a membership area, you can find success. So this is how you'd create a slate of badges, and you just, you know, put your name in there and you export it. And now you have a way to show people the badge perk for your membership area. Emotes work a bit different than badges, and I'll get to that in a second. First, I wanted to ask you what an ideal membership for my channel might look like. What perks would you want to see me offer? Q&A live streams where you can get your questions answered directly and I show you how to do something? Exclusive videos? Access to a Discord or Facebook group where you can ask questions? Let me know in the comments right down below. So this page right here gives us all the information that we need to plan our emotes. Again, the link is in the description. If we go here to custom emoji specifications, you can see that 480 by 480 pixels is what we want. And if we go in here, we can actually open this up here and it tells us the number of emotes we can have. And it's totally based on the number of members you actually have. So if you have 0 members, you can have 4 emojis. And it goes all the way up to 5,000 and ask YouTube. So when you get to that point, don't hesitate to ask YouTube how many emojis you can actually have. And if we go over to this page, it does give you a couple of examples of what different emojis can look like. And we're gonna do something a little different. Now let's do the art for the emotes. And for the emotes, I'm just gonna do one for you here. I'm gonna go ahead and create it. We're gonna put in the width and the height. As you know, 480 by 480 in the research we just did. And I'm gonna name the emote appropriately. So we're gonna call this one thumbs down. We're gonna gonna go ahead and create that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drag in an image that I took with my camera, and we just select add to current. And man, there's a little bit too much zoom on that. So I'm gonna shrink this down so we get it cropped up and framed exactly how I want it. And there we go, that's pretty simple. And once I get this framed up the way I want, and of course you can use any image, you just kind of want them to be relatable to your audience. Now I'm gonna remove the background on this image, so I'm gonna select the scissor tool over here on the left, and I will use the magic scissor tool. Now I'm gonna use the box, and I just select an area and it automatically masks it out. This is not actually removing the information, it's just masking it, which is really nice. So now I can select the draw and I can draw out some of the remaining areas. But here's the beautiful thing, and I'll show you this in a second. You see how it basically decimated all of this on my shoulder area, and we can remove even more of it, and there we go. And of course that doesn't look right. That's not the way that's supposed to be. But we can switch the mode and we can add that back in. So we just draw over the location where we need to add in whatever it may have accidentally removed. And let's zoom in here a little bit. We'll add this back in, and there we go. Now we can switch the mode again to remove, and we can take out this blue a little bit more exacting, and we want to just turn it down a little bit so we have a smaller size brush and get into all these little nooks and crannies, and we're just removing that blue background. But because of the size that this is going to be, you don't really need to go crazy with this. It doesn't have to look incredible. This isn't going to need to be the greatest edit you've ever done. In fact, sometimes it's more funny for them to be a little bit on the janky side. So don't worry about, you know, this not looking perfect. I'm going to select magic tool here. We're going to remove that, and you can see it remove way too much, so I'm just going to switch the modes and turn on my draw mask here, and we're going to draw this back in, and there we go. And just some fine tuning, really not super necessary if I'm being totally honest. We're only really seeing this because we're super zoomed in. When we zoom out, it really doesn't matter. We missed this little area here, so we'll go ahead and remove that piece right there. And I think we're in pretty good shape. We'll go up and clean up around my hair here. And there we go. Doesn't look like we have anything really hanging out. Everything looks okay. And I'm gonna go over here to filter, and I'm gonna try an outline on here. And you can see that that doesn't really work right. So what I need to do is I need to go to layer, and I need to apply the mask. And once that mask is applied, then we can go back into filter, and we can create our outline. And that looks a little better. We're just gonna apply it, and then what I'm gonna do is these little things hanging out here, we don't need those, so I'm gonna grab my eraser tool, and we're gonna erase any of the weird artifacts that we get, and there we go. Just clean it up so it looks the way we want it to look. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into filter, and I'm gonna do a drop shadow. And we're gonna adjust the location of this drop shadow so it is set up the way that I want it to be so we can kind of see it. We'll add some blurriness to it. So this will add a little more flair to these, and we can apply that, and there we go. We have our first emote, and honestly, the process for this is exactly the same for every single one. Whatever it is that you want your emote to look like, you know, it's pretty simple to create them in here. And unlike badges, these don't necessarily have to have a specific theme, but you're going to see here when I show you my slate of what I finally did with my emotes, mine does kind of have a theme. And now we want to do our slate. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to put in our width, and we want this to be the width of 3 of the emotes and the height, which is the height of 2 of the emotes. So we can put these all in here as a series, and I can change the name here and then click create. And we're gonna do this pretty simply. We're just gonna drag each one of them in, just like we did for the badges. You can see I used a little bit of a cartoon effect I found somewhere. There's some web page that has an AI that does cartoon effects, and I just used that. I thought it made them look pretty cool. And then once I have my whole slate in here, I'm just gonna save these out. And now I have a way to tell people, hey, these are the emotes that you'll get if you join my membership area. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty simple stuff. I don't show you how to actually create a members area here. Is that a video you'd like to see? If so, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see my favorite plugins, check out this video right here. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better YouTuber or live streamer, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. My name is Michael Fire Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.